Hi, my name's Tom Cox with Aloha Pontoon Boats. We've manufactured Aloha in Little Rock, Arkansas since 1960, one of the very oldest pontoon builders in the United States. One of our claims to fame that has proven true throughout those 60 plus years of building pontoon boats is the deck down construction of our pontoon. It is by far superior to every other brand of pontoon boat that you're looking at online or in person as you're shopping for a pontoon boat. I want to show you a little bit of the reasons why our boat is so much stronger and better when you experience riding on an Aloha. This particular boat is a 26-foot boat. Tri-tune is all we manufacture at this point. Tri-tune, it has lifting strakes, as you can see, to help the boat with large horsepower, 150 and above, for the boat to be able to get up on plane and give you the feel of a runabout boat. But what makes our boat so intricate and different? One of the items is we have a completely all welded construction on the boat, but then we also use a very expensive aluminum fuel tank that's manufactured, that's designed to go into the center pontoon. So we don't really believe in the rotational molded plastic fuel tanks because there's a such thing as a permeation rate. And permeation rate, you can Google that, is when fuel does escape through the plastic. Well, then the common sense is if there's a permeation rate on plastic fuel tanks into the atmosphere, then there's for sure the same opposite permeation rate of water or condensation going into the plastic fuel tank. So I'm a firm believer in the better aluminum fuel tank. The next thing that we do is a completely all welded construction. We do not have pontoon tubes that bolt on to the framework of the boat. So ours are a 1/4 inch thick aluminum extrusion, 6000 series alloy aluminum extrusion, and that is coupled with another 3/16 thick extruded end bracket. Many of our competitors use a small, different extruded end bracket. So this is different than a lot of the other brands that are on the market. By taking the 2-inch U-channel and welding it in a jig fixture to this end bracket, and then we put it down on top of the pontoon tube. And by doing that, it takes out the pendulum effect that I'm going to show you at the end of this video, what a lot of our competition does. So that gives you the feel in extreme weather, extreme rough conditions, huge swells, 4 or 5 foot swells, whether it's the 4th of July, Memorial Day weekend on the inland lakes around America, or if you're in the ocean in South Florida, the Panhandle, wherever you are, you can find our boats in the harbor right in San Diego, as well as all through Florida, South Texas, North Carolina, all the way up the East Coast into Maine and New Jersey. You can find our brand. And the reason people choose our boat, this is one of the main reasons, is the deck down construction that I'm explaining to you right now. So our cross members and end brackets are down on top of the round pontoon. What that does is it gives you really, what I like to tell people is it's like a 1970s Cadillac at 60 miles an hour when you run over railroad tracks. You don't feel it in those old style, heavy, awesome, cool, classic cars. You don't feel it. Whereas if you're in a lightweight automobile and you run over railroad tracks, you feel it. And that's what our competition in the pontoon business, that's how their boat is. Many people have told us that X brand that they bought or rode on, that they get in rough water and they see the pontoon flex. You'll see none of that with an Aloha. Then you know that you have invested your money in safety for yourself and your family and your friends when you choose the Aloha, because our boat is built a lot better than our competition. I set this particular pontoon section up to demonstrate what most of our competition is doing in the pontoon business when they manufacture their boats. So this is the round circle. This is a 26-inch diameter pontoon tube. And many of the other brands, you go to boat shows or you go to a showroom and it looks like the boat's really tall sitting on the concrete floor, and your mind thinks that boat would be really good in real big swells, big water, because it looks like it's tall, and so it kind of The perception is that maybe the other brand can handle the rougher water, but it's not true. I'll show you what they do. Is they take their cross members, and when you're shopping, go get on your knees and look at the other brand boats. They take their cross members, and many of them are 6 to 8 inches. The deck is above the pontoon section. And then they have their end brackets. They are about 6 to 10 inches, and they come up and they're like this, and they just bolt on their pontoon too. Well, the reason that I believe, and that we have proven throughout the over 60 years in the pontoon manufacturing business, this is not as good. The perception when you first see it, you think it is with this 6 or 8 inch little bracket that they bolt on. Ours, like I just explained in the video, are down on top of the pontoon. But this is conducive to a pendulum. It's exactly like a pendulum. So the higher that you raise your deck and the further that pontoon tube is away from the deck is the pendulum effect. And that's why when you ride on the other brands, that you in rough water, you will see the boat start flexing. And that's why our boat is superior. And when you couple that with the other YouTube video that you can find on our site, with our fixing, there is no pontoon boat in America as good as the Aloha. And we encourage you to call us, email us, and we will find the closest location to test ride our boat. And I hope this real rough day, when you are able to test ride our boats, so that you can see the difference between the Aloha and these other brands.
And